Shot now. Come on now. People in Miami are crazy, man. So I'm currently here in Miami, and I am doing what I did when I first started out. When I didn't have nothing, when I was brand new to the game, barely any money in my bank account, no rental properties, no house flips. Yes, I am currently knocking on doors. See, I'm here in Miami for a few weeks, and I thought, what is something I can do to take advantage of my time that I'm here. Not just going to the beach every day, but how can what can I do to improve my business? Well, you know what? Let me prospect. That's what I'm going to do. No matter how much money I got in my bank account, no matter how many rental properties I have, I am going to knock on doors. And while I'm knocking on doors, guess what else I'm doing? I am driving for dollars. Yes, knocking on doors and driving for dollars. Devron Glenn, who is a seasoned real estate investor, have multiple rental properties and have flipped millions and millions of dollars worth of real estate, is knocking on doors and driving for dollars. Now, I'm not saying that to brag or anything. I'm actually saying that because I just want you who's watching this to know that there's no excuse. If someone like me, who's doing okay in real estate, can still come out, get in my car, and knock on doors and drive for dollars, then you can do it. You need to be doing it. All right. So I mapped out my route. Okay, so I was able to be a little bit, efficient with it. I've made a video about how to efficiently knock on doors. Map out the route, and I am on my route right now, knocking on specific doors. And even if you don't want to map out a route, if you don't want to do it that way, if you just want to go in a neighborhood and just knock on doors, I would definitely consider doing that, or recommend doing that. It's crazy because I want to say the last time I was here in Miami, or maybe the time before last, it was sometime a few years ago. I did the same thing. I was like, I'm in Miami for a short period of time. Let me take advantage of the time I'm here, and let me actually go see some of these people face to face. Let me knock on the door and let them know that I'm interested in buying their property. And the last time I did that, I made 80 grand. I made $80,000 because I went and knocked on a door. There was nobody home, but what I did was that I left a note. I left a handwritten note right there in the mailbox. And the next day, the lady called me. And that action that I took of knocking on the door, leaving a note, okay, if someone doesn't answer, you can leave a note, especially a handwritten letter. People like that. People appreciate that. That action right there. And I wasn't living here at the time. I was here, I forgot why I was here, but I wasn't vacationing. I wasn't at the beach every day or out partying. No, I was in inner city Miami, knocking on doors and driving for dollars. And that action that I took and left, me leaving that note for that lady, turned into 80 grand. $80,000. Do you want $80,000? Can you use $80,000 right now? I'm pretty sure you can. Anybody can. So this is your sign to go get up, get in your car, and go knock on doors. Go drive for dollars. Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now with the little bit of time that I have here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And I will say that the route so far hasn't been too bad. The first person or the first door that I knocked on, the lady, the mailing address didn't really match, or she's using the mailing address as an Airbnb. So I went to go knock on the door, and the people were like, what? This is an Airbnb. We're here renting this out for a week or so. And I was like, all right, well, that's fine. So I went on to the next one. And the next lady, her daughter answered the door, and she said that she answered for her mom, which was in the shower at the time, and said that they weren't interested in selling. Okay, the daughter told me they weren't interested in selling, but that doesn't mean that, the mom may be interested in selling. That's just the daughter speaking for the mom. And I will say, unless you hear from the actual seller themselves a no, then I will keep going. So what I'm going to do, I left a note in the mailbox. I told her that I spoke with your daughter. She said you weren't interested in selling, but if you change your mind, or if you do decide to sell, please don't hesitate to call me. And I gave her my phone number. I put the phone number on the letter, and I put it in the mailbox. And I'm going to send another letter. All right. I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to sell, because the property needs a lot of work, and the mom owns it with her sister. They're going through probate, or trying to get it in their name. So that usually, doesn't really work out well. So they end up selling the property anyway. But that was that one. And then the next one, the lady was home, and I told her that I was interested in buying. She said the property is going through probate. She's not sure if she's going to sell it or not, but she gets a lot of phone calls and a lot of mailers. She said I was the first person that actually came up and knocked on her door. That works too. People appreciate that. You stand out that way. There's a lot going on over there. But you stand out by going over there and matching the name with the face. So she said, can you please give me your number? She asked for my number. Can you please give me your information? And that way, when the time comes, I can definitely give you a call. Watch out now. Come on now. People in Miami are crazy, man. But anyway, yeah, so she waited for me at the door as I filled out the information. I wrote down my name, my number, and, she was very appreciative of that. And then the next person, I actually been following up with this lady for a very, very long time. And it's a very difficult situation. It's another probate, and she wants to sell, but some of her family members don't. But it's a lot of properties within the probate, and then the decedent split up the properties, per sibling. It's a lot going on. But she does want to sell, and she has a property that that she's going to inherit, that she wants to sell. And when she saw me, she lit up, because I've been following up with her for years. And I was finally able to kind of see her face to face, because I knocked on the door. And she said, "Oh, you're Devron?" I'm telling you, you knock on doors, get a name with a face, it gives you an advantage. It's literally it's so underrated. So underrated. It's undervalued. Nobody's really doing it anymore. So that gives you an advantage, especially if you do not have any capital to market. You need to go out and prospect and talk to people. You need to knock on these doors. It works. Okay? I will do it until the day as long as I'm in real estate. Okay? As long as I'm doing real estate, as long as I'm flipping houses and wholesaling houses, I will knock on doors and drive for dollars, okay? And I'm not out here driving for dollars. I didn't come out here to specifically drive for dollars, okay? I came out here specifically to knock on doors. However, as I am knocking on doors and I go past a house that looks like a gym, that looks like it needs some work, then I'm writing down the address. Best believe I'm not just driving by the property because I'm too good to write down the address and then go back home and look up the phone number, look up the owner. I'm telling you, don't think you're too good to do this stuff. All right, it will get you, it will change your life. It will seriously change your life. Seriously. So you need to get up and you need to drive for dollars and you need to knock on these doors, because you do that. I'm telling you, give it 3 to 6 months. You do it 3 to 6 months straight, you're going to look up and you're going to have a whole hell of a lot more money in your bank account than you do now. You might end up with a few rental properties too. Okay? So get up, get in the car, knock on these doors. All right? Right now, I am on my way to a flip that I actually haven't seen. I bought it sight unseen. I've been here for about a week or two now, and I still haven't gone by the property. So I'm in the area now, so I'm actually going to go by and take a look at it. And guess what? If I see stuff around that area, if I see some gems around that property, best believe I'm going to write down that information. I'm going to write down the address, and I'm going to find the owner. And then after that, I have one more door that I'm going to knock on that's within the route, and I'll be done. But I just wanted to really make this video to really show you all that you're never too good to knock on a door, or never too good to prospect. All right? You have to prospect. You have to continuously prospect. Even if you got all the money in the world and you're spending millions of dollars on marketing, if you see a property, I don't care how much money you're spending on marketing, it's a better ROI when all you had to do was just knock on the door. You didn't have to spend any money on marketing. All right? You make 100 grand, you make 80 grand on the property, and all you did was leave a note. Shit, that's better than spending 100 grand on pay-per-click, right? So make sure you get up, get out, knock on doors, especially if you don't have any capital. If I'm doing it right now, you can do it. All right, see you next video.